Hello, sports chasers. Welcome to the newest edition of Mixed Emotions,
a podcast where we go for the trades, rules, and emotions that follow.
In this episode, we will discuss: is it better to win the NIT or make the first or second round of March Madness?
Is the NIL a good thing?
And which two selected players will make it to the NBA?
It's all right here, coming up on Mixed Emotions.
So we'll start whether it's better to win the NIT or lose in the first or second round of March Madness. And this is a special request from Jerry Schlichter. The two perspectives here are it's better to win the NIT or get out in the first or second round of March Madness.
And that's right. Ultimately, the bomb will decide if it is sold, too much, or bold, a good trade of rule.
It's time to scramble it up.
That was really excellent.
Thanks. I scrambled my brain for that joke.
That really cracked me up.
Okay, focus.
Okay, so, the first perspective, bold. So it is better to win the NIT. So the NIT, if you didn't know, is a national invitational tournament.
I call it the not-in tournament.
Most people say that. And it's for teams that had a good regular season, but either weren't in a good enough conference or weren't quite good enough for the March Madness tournament. And also, it's not great to be in the first or second round of March Madness because you're getting very little attention, especially if you're like a 15 or 16 seed. Nobody picks you in your bracket, and you don't get a whole lot of attention. Now, the second perspective, it is better to make March Madness.
So first, actually, I'd like to talk about you make more money just for getting in March Madness.
Yeah, and money nowadays is what a lot of people are focused on.
It's not about money.
But that's how you get better players.
Which will make you better in the future. In this episode, we will be talking about the NIL and money. So stick around to find out about that. But so it's better so you can make money, and so you actually do get. Nobody watches the NIT. Nobody. But you might get a bit of fame for winning it. But honestly, I don't even know who is good right now in the NIT. But I do know some teams that made it to the first or second round of March Madness that actually had a decent run. So yeah.
Okay, the bomb, what do you think? Sold or bold?
Sold. I've got to go with it. I really think, I don't even know what the NIT is. And I'm not a big basketball fan. I'm just your regular old person. But I do know what March Madness is. And so if I had to choose my showing up at the NIT or March Madness, I'm going 100% March Madness.
Next, we have another request from Jerry Schlichter. Is the NIL a good thing? The two perspectives here are it's a good thing, it helps the players, or it's just making these teams even better and it's just completely uneven. So scramble it up. Okay, so I'll start with bold. It's a good thing. So players deserve to get paid. If they can't get paid, you got to be able to get it seems right. They have to be able to get paid. And also like EA College Football 25, you couldn't do that without NIL because now because you have to pay the players for them to be on video games.
And if you didn't know, they took away the college football games after 2009, but they brought them back now because of the NIL.
So the NIL's really helping there, and the players deserve money. Now they can be in ads. And some of my favorite ads, I'm one of those guys that actually kind of likes ads, have college players in them, and it just seems right that they get paid.
Like State Farm?
Yeah. Right. Now the second perspective, sold. So this is the second perspective. It's a bad thing. First of all 4 of the Final Four teams are 1 seeds, and that's because they're getting paid so much. So essentially the way the NIL works is, yes, it started off very simple. It's just like now you could like be in ads and stuff.
But now for name, image, and likeness. Name being your name, Image being what you look like, and likeness being like jersey sales.
But then now all of a sudden, now there's these people essentially that can just be like, okay, I'm going to give you $3 million if you go to Michigan. I'll give you $5 million if you go to Duke. So now the bigger schools, there's more people that like them, so they'll be paying them more. And there's certain people that are allowed to do this. They'll be paying them more, which means the bigger schools are going to get better, and the worse schools are going to have a bunch of players. And now, especially with the transfer portal, it used to be you could only have one transfer in the transfer portal, but now there's more. Now you have more. Now you can have as many as you want. So like, there's these players that are playing on 3 teams, and it's because of the NIL. And now they're gonna give each school they're gonna say each school can pay them directly. So it's really getting worse and worse, and it's really gonna make the big schools good and the worst schools bad. What do you think, the bomb? Sold or bold?
I'd have to go sold on this one. Maybe I wasn't listening very carefully, but it bothers me to think that money has so much to do with sports at a college level. I absolutely agree with you, or agree with this idea that college players should be paid for their likeness, they should be able to be in ads and be paid for it. But the amount of money that's being thrown around and the way that it is changing the games and the teams, I don't like it.
Yeah.
All right. Next, we'd like to talk about which 2 players will make it to the NBA.
The 2 perspectives are make it, which means the player will make it to the NBA, or break it. With this college NCAA player not make it to the NBA and possibly ruin their top career choice.
But each round I'll pick make it or break it?
Yup.
First, we would like to talk about Cooper Flagg. Scramble it up.
Okay, so Cooper Flagg plays on the best team in the league, the Duke Blue Devils. He has 18.7 points per game. Not bad for a forward. He has 7.5 rebounds.
Oh, and he's a freshman, by the way.
Yeah, young one. So he has 4.2 assists, and he can dunk, so I guess I won't be able to call him Alley Whoops. Get it? Yeah. Okay, so now let's compare it to another forward at Duke who now plays for the Celtics. Can you guess who he is?
Jason Tatum?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so he has 16.8 points per game, 7.3 rebounds, and 2.1 assists. So Jason made it, so why shouldn't Chicken Coops? Like Cooper Flagg? Okay, the bomb. What do you think? Make it or break it?
Make it.
Now we're going to talk about Alan Breed. So he made it he's in McNeese, and they made it to the second round.
I had them winning. by the way.
Same.
Yeah.
Which was good for me.
And me.
Yes. He has 17.5 points per game, 3 rebounds a game, and 1.5 assists. So he's okay. And then he plays for like an unknown team. Like, have
McNeese.
you ever heard of McNeese?
No.
Hold on. Guess where they play. What state? 3, 2, 1. Louisiana.
Michigan?
It's Louisiana.
Really? That's
Yeah.
crazy.
Sounds like a Michigan team. Like,
Yeah.
McNeese,
I mean,
Michigan.
If you look at all the brackets, like a little bit ago, where like there was no perfect brackets a little bit ago, but there were some with just one mistake, and almost all of them were that game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He definitely helped them out, too.
Okay, so he's like the kind of worse version of Curry because Curry played for like an unknown team.
Davidson.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. What do you think? Make it or break it?
Make it.
Well, that does it. Hope you enjoyed it.
If you have a request for a rule, trade, or if a player's overpaid,
Email mixed.emotions.sports@gmail.com with idea in the subject. And if you want to be in the hot seat, just ask Ben, Drew, or Eli.
Until next time, which, by the way, will be joined with an NFL player.
This is Mixed Emotions.
signing out.